Life is like a video game. And I know that phrase is thrown around a lot, but that's because it's so incredibly true. And I don't just mean the aspect of start to finish. I'm talking about how we go through life as people, the challenges we face. Think about it. We all start somewhere, we pick a game, and we go. Now, game starts out pretty easy. It's not asking a lot of us, and we get reward for it. And that's fine. Early on, that's fine. Comparative to life, where in the beginning, you're a kid. Going through high school, minimal struggles. And then, adulthood comes. Around the time, you're like 19 or 20, even 18, maybe even 17, honestly. And that's when things start getting a little more real. People start asking you where you're going to college, something you probably haven't even considered at that point. Or it's on the horizon, so it's not too much of a concern for you. Or what's your job going to be? Or what do you want to do with the rest of your life? These are scary questions, yeah. And video games are the same way. When you start out, things are easy. For the most part, unless you're playing Dark Souls. And in my opinion, the comparative to Dark Souls to real life is some kid just grew up without any advantages whatsoever and was just sent out into the world alone. I am so sorry, Dark Souls child. Let me get back to what I was trying to say though. Life will start throwing punches at you, similar to a video game. Because, you know, the game gets a little harder. And the game starts asking more of you, giving you less reward. Because you're used to the reward. It's not enforcing you anymore. You need more incentive. The majority of gamers, they want to beat the game they buy. And you invest time into it, and you invest time into the characters and their lives. And when things get tough, we might get frustrated, but we don't give up. Because we started playing the game for a reason, and that's to finish it. No matter how hard it is. I don't think any gamer can honestly say that they've just given up on a game completely and just never gone back to it. Comparative to life, we all start in separate places, and the roads we take might be a little different, the challenges we face might change, and hell, some people's boss fights might be harder than others. But that's the thing. In a video game, we don't quit. So why should you quit in life? It's the same thing. Going through life, we all face different challenges. We come from different beginnings and have different advantages and different disadvantages. The character you play in a video game, they don't know the outcome. But you do. You know. Because you know, in the game you're playing, the character will be given the tools they need to succeed. But you could just as easily fail. That's why they have death in video games. Because that's what it looks like when they fail. But what it doesn't tell you is that in the game, you get to respawn. And you might say, well, Jeff, in life you don't get to respawn. Bullshit. You get to try again. It's not as final in life. If we fail, we don't die. That's the exaggeration. And it's not true. When you fail, you don't fail. No, you don't. There is no failure. You just haven't figured out a way to make it work yet. When you die to a boss, you haven't failed. You just gotta go at it from a different angle. We all know that. That's so easy to say in a video game. Why can't you say it in real life? You have the tools around you. The internet, your arms and legs. I don't care where you started out. It might just take you a little longer. It's as simple as that, and people make it so much more complicated than it has to be. Comparing themselves to other people, saying, he has this advantage, or he has this advantage, or blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. I don't know what to tell you. If you're sitting there comparing yourself to other people, no wonder you're not getting anywhere. You're wasting your time comparing yourself to other people. Other people that you don't know their story, you have no idea what they've gone through. Maybe they did have it easy, sure. But I guarantee you that a lot of those people were not overnight success stories, and they put the work in, and they worked hard at what they're doing. No one gets a lucky break. It just looks that way because you're not sitting in their shoes, watching them go through their struggles step by step. They have struggles just like everyone else, and pain is relative. As strange as a concept that may be, pain is so relative, you can't say that you struggled more than someone else if they feel they have struggled the same. You can't tell someone that. That doesn't make any sense. So I guess the point is that we're all connected. We're all doing the same thing. We all just want to succeed. Whether it's fighting a tough opponent in a card game, figuring out a puzzle, building something extraordinary, surviving in a world with no advantages, building a civilization, fighting zombies, we're all trying to succeed. It's no different. We all just gotta take a step back and realize that it's not easy. You gotta keep going. And you gotta find something else that works. There is no ultimatum except death. And until then, why not do something? Why sit there and do nothing? Unless every part of your human self is broken, there's no excuse. Yeah, it might take a little bit to pick up the pieces, but don't take your time picking them up. There is no time to waste. Life is too short. And it's funny, as I'm saying this, it's almost speaking to me. Because I waste so much time trying to perfect things and worrying who's gonna like what, and I can't do that, and neither can you. It doesn't work for anybody. The people who succeed, they know this. They know that they can fail, but they choose the other option. Failing is giving up. We all have different paths to take, different journeys, but the end result is always the same. We want to succeed. So how about instead of comparing yourself to other people, you just be you, and be proud of who you are, and where you came from. Because nothing you say or do will change that, ever. There is no point in saying, oh, I don't have that nice body, or, oh, I don't have as much money as he did, or, I'm not as charismatic as he was. Change what you can, and live with what you can't. There's nothing else to do. And that's not meant to sound depressing. It's true. It should motivate you. It should take a lot of pressure off, because then you feel like you don't have to live to the standards of someone else that lives that way on a regular basis. They didn't have to work for some of those things. Yeah, maybe that's not fair, maybe it is. Who's to say? Life is like a video game. We all want to beat it. And we never give up. I'm JeffJaymes, and that was not a game at all. Have a great day.